Well, what a difference a week makes. We've gone from white last week to blue this week, but don't be fooled, today's EMBN show is very much an all-black one. Okay, welcome. Well, you might be thinking, what on earth am I doing outside in the cold? But how could I not take this opportunity on a beautiful November day like today? I'm also waiting for my colleague, the Don, to heal, so best wishes to him while he gets his ACL healed up. He'll be joining us very, very soon. All right, let's start off with a bit of news now. Out in the White Peaks of Andorra, Forestal have got a new down-country bike called the e-Cygnus. Now, this is a 130mm travel bike, 120mm on the rear, and it's got the Bosch SX drive unit on it with a 400 watt-hour battery. Now, this is a bike which is meant for serious trail capacity. Two models available. You've got the Diode and the Halo. Prices are €9,499 to €11,299. Now, I think this is a really interesting bike in terms of the Bosch system on here. You can see that the controller is actually located underneath the top tube, which I think is something I've not seen on any Bosch system bike previously. But have a look at that top tube display there. I mean, it looks very much like a Bosch system, but it probably is not, although we have seen some bike brands using the existing kiosk system and then fitting it into their top tube with their own sort of plastic surrounding it. So really nice bike there from the Andorran company Forestal. We've not seen them for a while, but it's great to see them back with that Bosch motor. 29-inch wheels and a weight of 18.5 kilos. Right, folks, yes, it is very much an all-black day. Now, Peaty's have got a Black Friday deal, which is open until the 29th of December, and they are giving 30%, yes, 30% off everything on their site. So head over to Peaty's to have a look at some products there. But don't forget also, Steve Peat has got his new autobiography out. It's an incredible read. There's some proper detail in there, which is a bit kind of like, what would you say, kind of warts and all. It's yeah, very revealing. So get your hands on that for a look at the life of a proper World and World Cup champion. Right then, folks, let's talk about bikes now. This is the time of the year where lots of brands and retailers tend to discount bikes ahead of the new year. Lauren has been behind the scenes to look at a few bikes, and she's picked up a few belters here, starting off with the Whyte E160 RS 2024. Now, this bike is discounted from £6,399. Now, we've seen a few deals out there for under £5,000, but we spotted this one deal as low as £4,299. I mean, it can be tricky to find the right size at the discount, but for under £5,000, I mean, this bike is, I mean, it's like all-time Bosch Performance Line CX motor, 750 watt-hour battery, 29-inch wheels. Obviously, there's different wheels on the smaller sizes, and 160mm travel front and rear. I mean, this is the bike which we use on the channel. The capability is absolutely immense on it. So that's from Whyte. Next up, Lauren has found this Trek Rail. I mean, bear in mind, these are just some examples of the bikes you can find at the moment on the internet. There's plenty more, but this just goes to prove they are out there. This is the Trek Rail 9.7 SLX XT, down again from £6,300. We've seen these bikes under £4,000. So this particular model here is a 2023, so more recent versions will be more expensive, but you can pick this bike up online for under £4,000. Some details. Bosch Performance Line CX motor again, 750 watt-hour battery, 29-inch wheels, and 160mm travel. Right, next up, one for the cube lovers. Sometimes you folks have been saying that we don't feature enough cube bikes on the channel. We do try to. We featured this bike here, the 155, the hybrid 155, several times. Now, this is reduced from £5,999. You can get a 2024 Cube Stereo Hybrid 155 C68X SLX. Yeah, it is a bit of a mouthful for under £4,000. Again, this is a Bosch Performance CX Generation 4 this time, 750 watt hour battery. Here comes the cat, looking for food, probably on the table any second. Sonny, what you doing? Sonny, cat's called Sonny after Sonny Bill Williams. You can up your Sonny or what? Anyhow, back to the Cube, 29-inch wheels and 150, 160mm travel. Few more, this time with Shimano system on here. We've got this from Evans Cycles following the sale of Chain Reaction, which was very sad, and its associated brands. Now, Evans are selling the Megawatt Comp 297 for £3,800. Obviously, these are very kind of British-specific sites, but I'm sure there will be places all over the world discounting bikes at the moment. This bike is down from £5,400. Shimano Steps EP801 motor, 504 watt of battery, 170mm travel front and rear. If you want to see that bike in action, we've got videos on EMBN in some pretty serious terrain. And finally, folks, this is from Husqvarna. Husqvarna, we're a partner on EMBN. This is the Hardcross HC3. This one's down from £5,599, and this is £3,199. For that, you get the EP6 motor, equally capable, 630 watt hour battery and mixed wheels, 170mm travel rear and 180mm travel up front. So some great examples there. They are very much British examples because that's what we find on our internet when we look for bike deals. I think lots of things to think about if you're thinking about buying a new e-mountain bike. Think about the suspension travel, think about the battery capacity. Most of these bikes have got over 500 watt hour batteries, so great range in the bikes. Right, cool places. Always a highlight for us. Going to start things off with this bike, which is the high bike Fly-On. Haven't seen a Fly-On for a while. But more than the bike, this is all about where the bike is located. And this is a very special ride in Transylvania's Bukedji mountain range on a remote hiker's route down the mountain. I mean, that is proper out there, wouldn't you agree? Right, oh, by the way, that was from Emmanuel A. Now, next up is a picnic table in a scree field, Canyon Strive on, Underdog on Larch Mountain in Washington State. All stock except for race face cranks. Have I been there? No. Would I like to go there? Yes, I would. That's from Sleigh Rider. Next up, this is a bit of an urban eMTB vibe in Valencia, City of Arts and Sciences, Spain, using my Focus Jam Square to explore the incredible architecture and urban landscape of Spain's Valencia. I hope everyone in Valencia is recovering from the terrible floods there. That's from Andy C. And then finally, we've got the, crikey, this is probably going around the world here. This is the Yarra Trails in Melbourne, Australia, riding a Turbo Lever comp with a few choice upgrades from Chris Raymond. Great bit of inspiration there, folks. So, I mean, the bottom line is, what are you waiting for? Get out there and get some shots into us so we can feature you on the EMBN show. Okay, next up, we are tackling some feedback from you the past few weeks. We're always checking out your feedback, have no fear. And we will actually return to some of the more juicy comments in the weeks ahead, just after Christmas. Now, first up is a question from Rory Alexander, who mentioned this is all to do with the 3 ways of charging your e-mountain bike on the go. Rory mentioned, didn't you think to include the obvious and most flexible solution, which is a portable power station, such as a Jackery, Bluetti, etc.? Yes, we did think about it, but on this occasion, we decided to just go with the vehicle options. I think you're absolutely right. We would like to get our hands on some of those chargers. I think, and like you're dead right, they're absolutely perfect solutions for many people. Next up, are you on Team Mudguard, says Stephen Reyes on the last week's show. 100%. I think there's a lot of vanity with many mountain bikers. I certainly had A great experience riding the ELyte Pinion MGU with mudguards front and rear. I've been out on that bike in the last few weeks, and you can go on a ride in winter and you're dry. It's a fantastic thing. But Stephen says, what is with people that don't use rear fenders mudguards because they look silly? Some reasons people don't like helmets. Even if you're wearing waterproof clothing, you still get the feeling of a wet backside. I think that's it, isn't it? It's just having the wet bum. I guess you get used to it. I guess you can use waterproofs, but at the end of the day, I think you cannot beat having a mudguard on the back of your bike. So, yeah, folks, let's know what you think about mudguards. Yes, mudguards or no mudguards? Team mudguard or not? Next up, this is a strong statement about wheel sizes from Mint Source. I'm team 26 for 99% of all bikers. Wheel size does not make any difference. It's all marketing BS, selling the weak what they don't need. Don't agree with you. Fully do not agree with you there, Mint Source. I think there is a performance advantage to be gained from certain wheel sizes in certain situations. Maybe if you're riding a 26, maybe in a bike park or a skate park, it might be different, but I think there is a performance advantage for sure with wheel size. Next up on our latest preview video, the Whyte ELyte Evo did for 2K said, I simply don't get light full power e-bikes, 400 watt hour battery. That could get me through three quarters of my usual ride. To compensate, you could spend the same amount for the 250 watt hour range extender as you would for a 625 watt hour battery. As soon as you put it on, most of the weight benefits go away. It's an interesting point. Here comes the cat. It's an interesting point. Sonny, you can't get involved in the show today, I'm afraid. This is Sonny. This is Sonny. Say hello. Say hello to the camera. There you go. Definitely going to lie in the sun, I guarantee you. No, I don't want you bum in my face, thanks. It's interesting because I think with the Whyte ELyte Evo, the difference in weight distribution, or the centre of gravity, should I say, with the range extender on doesn't make much difference at all. That's the great benefit of that bike. But I think it all comes down to how long you ride your e-mountain bike, how much you weigh, what mode you ride in, because I think for lots of people, you can actually go for I certainly can go for a ride over an hour in turbo mode with a 400 watt hour battery, but then I can bolt on the range extender. I think it's all about rider weights and where you travel, but interesting point nonetheless. Well, the cat's enjoying the sun. Time for our final comment. This is from The Works 2600 about our Yamaha PW series video. Yamaha is pulling out to the US market. Wonder if this will include their motors or the bikes that use their drive units. It's correct. Yamaha are officially withdrawing from the e-bike and performance e-mountain bike market in the USA from the end of 2024. They've said there will be no new bikes coming in, but they will still honour warranties. Okay, time now for the bike vault. The cat has joined us. Hope you guys don't mind having the cat in the show. Now, this is a great one. This is from Chuck E, who's got the Jackery in the car park. This is the battery charger, which was mentioned by somebody previously in the questions. That is a super nice. Next up, Canyon Talk On in the Forest of Dean. I mean, it's got to be a super nice, right? Got to be a super nice. And then we have Ryan. This is a nice ride on Pont de Suert in Spain. Nice bit of hot summer action for sure. And then that's a nice. We have got a gravity-assisted unscheduled dismount expert. Oh, that's the name of the submission. It says Track Fuel EXE 9.5, 4,700 kilometres and counting. And that is definitely a super nice. Moving on to some social clips. We spotted this Instagram of someone riding a new bike coming from 2025 from a small Welsh company. The bike in question is actually the Marcor. Now, we rode the Marcor out in China earlier this year. 170mm travel bike, absolute flying machine, fantastic suspension, fantastic geometry. Definitely one to check out. Next up, fellow YouTuber Will Greenfield on the Flow, on the AM Flow. Will singing a bit of double there. And then finally, autumn laps for Ollie and Ben. That's Ollie Wilkins and Ben Deacon at the Carn, and that's Abercarn. Thanks for the phone call, boys. Thanks for the phone call. And that's it for this week's EMBN show. Any questions on Black Friday deals in any part of the world, give us a shout in the comments down below. Hopefully we can help out if you're in two minds of what bike to get. Coming up on the channel on the weekend, we've got a look at a Whyte e-mountain bike. It's been a while, but we've got the help of Billy Pugh out on the hill with a fantastic mid-torque bike from Whyte. So that's it from me and Sonny in the sunny English-Welsh borders. We'll see you next week, and it won't be too long before we get our colleague Neil Donahue back. So see you next week.